there's a fair amount of disagreement over what's funny and what's entertaining. What I can tell you for certain is that based on my extensive research, The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle is worth your time. And don't tell anyone.
It's The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle, two veteran broadcasters who love to hear themselves talk and are somehow able to tolerate each other. Let's see if you can tolerate them as well. Here's Rob and Bob.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
I'm Bob Doyle. I'm here in Las
Yes.
Vegas.
It says all that on the screen.
And sitting 88
I'm
keys
sorry.
across from me.
Yep. Oh,
Is-
I'm gone. Okay.
What do you mean? What is
You're playing with me. There was a little reverb. I'm Rob Scott. It says it on the screen too. I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, I'm not playing with you on purpose. Hold on. I think I know what
No,
might
I
be
know,
happening.
but I think it's gone now. I just heard a little bit of things. So while you're punching buttons,
There.
while you're monkeying with the wires,
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. It's
there we
9
go.
o'clock on
I just wanted them to hear it from me, you know. So it's
you
unanimous.
got all your toys working for a while there, boys and girls. If you remember correctly, Bob there was havoc being had. on Bob's end of the-
it's havoc around here all the time, Rob. Yeah, this was some last minute stuff.
That's boys.
This was some last minute prep, but here we all are, and we got to make the best of this one because next week no show.
No
This
show.
is like we got to cram the entertainment and value of two shows into one.
Yeah. No dough, no show. No show next week. I will be absent. I will be AWOL.
Well, you'll be with leave. You'll be able. Yeah, we're
that's
granting
right.
you leave. It's not like you didn't tell us.
No. So I'll be journeying, which I'm this is going to be interesting. I think we've talked about this because I haven't been on a grown-up road trip in a while. I've hopped on airplanes recently.
Right. That's
in my
right. This is the
life.
Florida trip, and it's what 10,
Mhm.
9? What is it?
500 miles, 7 hours.
7 hours. Okay.
7 hours. It's just enough that when you get there, you go, and I'm glad there's no more. Like I've done 10s and I've done 12s, and you and I. Ha!
Yes.
Who am I talking to? You and I have done what it's about.
Well, it says right there on the screen, I'm Bob Doyle. I'm here in Las Vegas. And every Saturday, my friend and I, Rob, we get together because this is the only way we'll talk to each other. I was thinking.
Well,
I was thinking.
see, there's that. You hear that?
No, I turned it off.
Okay.
It's
Go
not
ahead.
on
You were
my
thinking.
end.
You were thinking.
Oh, wait.
Sorry.
Well, maybe that's it.
Ah.
I don't know. I don't
Well,
know. I don't know why.
Anyway, you were thinking because I had you on this tangent of road trip. You and I have taken many road trips.
Well, no, I was thinking, that this is pretty much how we catch up with each other. Is this actually is the show?
Yeah.
And I was thinking that there were like a few years there when I was in LA that we barely talked at all.
Right.
Like we never had like these catch up calls on a regular basis. It was like literally months and months would go by.
And then you usually would be coming into town for a plethora of different reasons.
Oh yeah, anytime I came into town,
I'm
I
gonna be in
told
town
you.
for so and so, and yeah, but I mean, other than that, we weren't corresponding much.
Because we're not really
Until you-
phone people. I mean, neither one of us like to just
No.
chitty chat on the phone for even 5 seconds. So
Right.
this is the only way we would do
We
it.
don't even text. You and I don't text either.
No, not unless it's a bit.
Or if it's super important.
A
Call
prep for the
back,
show
I'm
or
dying.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, prep for the show. Or dying.
need
Either
to
of those
text basis. That's it.
things. Yeah.
All right. Now,
But we do get caught up now in this way, and then we'll hang on a little. There's green room stuff that the kids are still filming because it'll be on the best of.
sometimes the
DVD.
kids are filming. Sometimes the kids
Are
forget.
they seriously?
Sometimes the kids film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes they film.
We've got hey, Sammy. I was wondering, where is anybody right now? Yeah.
Oh,
So
speaking, I mean, I got to see her today, but I'll get to that. What were you going to say?
I can't remember. That was seconds ago, Rob. If that's supposed to be a time machine, I'm immune, I'm afraid. It's the medication I'm on. It makes me immune to time travel.
Look at this. They made it home in time for the show.
And-
Riley's birthday party. That's what I was going to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
That was
right.
today. So that's what Santa. See, what a long day. I mean, she's just getting home now. It's
That's
showtime.
right, because that was a drive, wasn't it?
It was a drive for me. Yeah, it was a little
Mark
bit of a hike.
Howard, ladies and gentlemen. Well, one of
And
these
Mark-
days, Mark, you just got to join us. You know what? When we get we got to get Jam Kazam working. Because do you realize if we could get Jam Kazam working and we can get you two in the same room,
right, then we could do some musical stuff.
it's real time, Mark.
In
There's
theory,
no delay.
in theory, if he also had a good high-speed connection,
Yes, but you
then
know
we
the
can
trouble
put
you're
Jam Kazam
having
on his
putting.
computer. Well, here's the thing. I haven't really addressed it in a bit because I'm in between. I'm in limbo between Windows 10 and Windows 11.
Yes.
I decided. I'm literally in limbo. I decided to put 11 on about 2 weeks ago. I said I just put it on, and about halfway through, it kind of went sideways a little. Like it just didn't do its jam. And I said, investigate or no? I went with no, and so then went into the downloads and just pulled it
back,
and said, yeah, and we'll get back to you later. But ever since then, it's been a little wonky. I think a little bit of 11 is in there swimming around or whatever. My point is, until I get converted over to Windows 11, I'm not going to monkey with the Kazam because I'm thinking that's enough of a burden.
Sure.
To then if I transferred operating systems and had to do something all over again, that would tick me off. Anyway, but you're right. If Mark... What?
Yes,
Go.
yes. If any of these people, and then the quartet could be, that would be amazing.
Yeah. We could do some things. We could actually do live. I don't know if Mark knows this because I don't think we talked. But he was there today too at the party, by the way. So Riley's
that would make sense.
Yes, he was there, and we talked a little about Kevin. I even told him that you and I will listen to some of the
best ofs.
The best of Kevin off air, boys and girls. Yeah, see, look at considerable vocal abilities to this show.
Explode the ratings. Explode is the perfect word for what it would do.
Yeah.
I don't have laughter. Sorry. Or do I? What's this? Oh, I do. And that's just the right laughter for that. Yeah. We need a Walla Walla.
I have a...
No. We need a Walla Walla.
But I like the one who didn't see the cue. She didn't see the cue. Like they say, okay, just do this until I say stop.
Okay, stop. Yeah, and then she
went, ha! And she did a hey mom. Well, anyway, right, exactly. That would be good. Mark would explode the ratings because our ratings. Well, that's like, do we have ratings?
Oh,
do we have ratings?
Rob, what? How? What was the question again?
Ratings. We don't have ratings. Anyway, let me tell you two things that I found really cool about the party. Well, all the obvious things. It was fun. It was neat. The kids everyone was great. Saw people I hadn't seen since Sammy's wedding. Many of the people that were at Sam and Ben's wedding were there today.
Wouldn't it have been something if Tracy and I had showed up uninvited? That would have been a hell of a crash. To go through all that, go all the way out there to dig, to find where is it, get Kim or something to tell me, come on, I want to surprise Rob. And then we show up and it just steals everybody's thunder and everybody's pissed at us, doesn't invite us to anything ever. It's her birthday, and then they try and make a big surprise. Actually, I put the plot twist as I was saying it. I didn't. Originally, it wasn't about people getting pissed off at me.
Oh, he really went dark. At first,
dark
it was
Mark.
just Bob and Tracy show up. How great. Yeah, see, look, Sammy would have loved to have had you there.
There you go.
Anyway, I'm going to tell you what so here's my takeaway.
Okay.
Is the energy of little kids. Their energy. And there were chicks there. How many, little kids?
What is this, the 70s, Rob? They're like, call them women at least.
the little kids who were there. It's a 5-year-old's birthday party.
I know, but then you said there were chicks there. How many kids?
Yes, no, there were chicks there. And
I know. Oh my God, this has gotten convoluted.
Pluck. Okay, whatever. The point is the kids, you're hitting me with too many questions in a row. There was about, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 kids. It doesn't, it's the energy. There was a bounce house.
Okay.
And so just watching them exert energy, having a great time for no other reason than to just do it.
Yeah.
Just that's all you, and just it's sincere. It's fun. And it was, and I was saying to Mark, and we did how many of those types of parties? We hosted, because I'm watching Sammy. She had to bust ass, man. They had to do a lot of work. There's a lot of work that goes into those things.
Yes.
Days of prep and the decorations and the menu and the thing and hoping weather will be okay. The whole thing. And it went beautifully. I mean, but it's fun to watch because how many at your kids' birthdays or you would be over or whatever. We did a lot of that stuff. A lot of energy goes into those things.
Catherine does that. Catherine would do that for her kids and the inflatables and the whole thing. So, and I watch her and go, you people are insane. These are children. No. I know it's a
Well,
fun thing.
and then the
batteries.
goodie bags. Sammy made the goodie bags for, you know, the parting gifts
So I
for
have a
the other
question about the
children.
chicks now, since we're talking about the chicks. So
Yeah.
were these just like there for the party and then they go back to, the farm
No,
or
it
whatever?
wasn't like swans in Father of the Bride. No swans, France, or whatever his name was. He wanted the swans. He was going to have swans at the wedding. No, these were chicks that they bought that they will eventually use for laying eggs, for egg manufacturing.
Okay. So they've got that. I hadn't pictured that.
Yeah,
I didn't
they
know
have
that.
a coop. There's a coop that's built and it's ready for them when they're ready. They were under a warming light. I mean, they're little fuzzy chicks, man. They
Gotcha.
look like peeps,
Yeah.
the Easter candy. And then there were a couple of, obviously, the moms, the other mother hens, but they're not sure which ones are going to not turn into, but will grow into rooster. Yeah, they don't turn, not bewitched. Oh my God, he turned into a hen. Just like that, Uncle Arthur.
Funnier to me than probably anybody else, but
Probably
whatever.
anyone else.
Yeah.
But that's
These aren't the
because that's
droids.
what I thought when I do this thing. That's
Weekend special.
50-something degrees here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It is. It was chilly today. It was windows open until I said I can't. It's too cold, and I closed those things.
50 something.
Yeah,
50 something. I don't know. It's cold. And then the sports guy goes, I think some people played today. I don't know. Back to you guys. Was there any news?
Yeah, well, one of them won, or maybe it was a tie. We'll find out
Maybe it was a
when
tie.
I watch
don't
the
know.
news.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Okay, Dad, tell him what she said after presents. That's what she said. So whatever you say,
Oh,
I'm going to
that
say
was
that's
pretty
what she
cool.
said right after.
Okay, so then Riley opened all her presents, which is just so fun to watch 5-year-old just diving in. It's one cool thing after another. The haw face, the whole cameras are flashing everywhere. And then she was done. And then I was getting ready to kind of pack up. And I had brought a slow cooker because I made Swedish meatballs. So I brought the Swedish meatballs.
Right.
And so then I was getting kind of ready to pack that up. And I hear her say, I want to thank Robsy or see Rob. Sam will probably have to help me here, but she wanted to come and give me a big hug first. All the people she could have chose, and I wasn't paying much attention to her today because she was the star of the show. She was all over, and she came up and gave me a big scrunch, man, a big hug. It was awesome. It was so. And by the way, I'm kind of getting used to the Robsy label now because it dawned on me there won't be another one. There won't be two grandpas or two grandmas. I will be the only Robsy that
I
can
want to
exist,
thank
right?
Robsy first for my presents. There you go.
That's what she said. I want to thank Robsy first for my presents. How cool. How cool
Robsy's
is
a
that?
good one. Robsy's a good one. I got Pops. I'll take that.
Pops is good. That's close
Yeah.
to my dad. My dad was Papa.
Yeah.
So
Well, that was.
but I think my dad was. Were you involved with yours? Did you get to choose or kind of vote on or influence the name?
I don't think so.
Yeah, either did I.
I don't think. Although, I really don't think so. But honestly, now I'm having a hard time remembering because I knew I didn't want. I don't know, Grandpa or any of that stuff.
And
Pops,
what
I
is it
guess.
again? Pops?
Yeah,
Pops.
Pops.
That's good. I like Pops. How do they refer to Tracy?
Tracy.
Okay.
And boy, do they refer to her. Oh my God. Her and Amber. These
Yeah.
kids are crazy for these two. There's like Amber and Tracy, and then there's Pops on the couch. I am that grandfather, only I'm way too young to be that grandfather. Like,
Oh, sure.
the grandfather just wants to sit and rest his eyes.
Right. Don't you kids make too much noise. Grandpa's resting.
I am years away from being able to do that, I think. I don't think I'm getting away with
Mark
that. As long
Howard is
as
quoting Steve Martin. I don't know if you noticed that. There's another Steve Martin quote up
Grandpa bought a rubber.
on
Thank
the
you.
Yeah.
Uh,
we did this same album last week. Mark wasn't here apparently. We did Wild and Crazy Guy some stuff from that last week, didn't we?
We were talking to Steve Martin, but I don't remember which bit.
What the reference? But I love that you're that guy, but not old enough to be.
Well,
that
that's what
guy.
I want to be. I want to just sit there and watch. But if they say, Pop's coming to my room, I'm not going to say, just give me a minute. No, I get up and I go to the room because I'm capable. But one day, maybe I'll just be too tired. I don't know.
I don't know. If it was
they just
tired,
have
but now
they're total energy too. You know, and they're
Oh, of
boys, and they're Spider-Man, and they're every superhero bounding around, bouncing off the walls all the time, completely out of control. They show you a new thing every 6 seconds because they want to catch you up on every possession they have acquired since you last saw them.
Yeah,
And that's
I
a
like
lot
that.
of costumes. They're really into costumes, so there's a lot of
Oh,
changing.
Riley changed twice, at least 2 outfits today, maybe 3. I lost count. It was like a Diana Ross concert.
Right.
She was just I was all of a sudden there. She's got a new ensemble. She's doing her thing. It was great, and I kept thinking about the fact that Samantha we used to do that same thing. I would go the wash. You don't get the wash part of this. That's 3 outfits per day you're doing here. This is 15 articles of clothing, during a week, where I'll wear the same jeans 4 days.
Well, and this is from, of course, the guy who did a lot of the laundry. So you're very intimate with the details of what she's creating there. Yeah.
Well, that'll be up to her folks. That's the neat thing too. I'm watching her change outfits, going, "That's adorable. That's awesome." Because
that's somebody else's laundry job. That's right.
I made Swedish meatballs. I'm covered.
You're like the IKEA of grandparents.
Yes. I am the IKEA of grandparents. I'm an Allen wrench, is what
I have not had your. I don't think I've had your Swedish meatballs. Have I?
I don't believe so. I use them. I make them for. These are the last time I made them was a going away party for Steven when he was going off to go to boot camp. He was going off to Lackland Air Force Base.
Yeah.
And Samantha threw this little gathering at her apartment. And, crackers and cheese and dips and that kind of thing. And everyone's going to have a few drinks and everyone's going to get emotional and take pictures with Steven. He was going on. And I brought the Swedish meatball. So that's 2018. So that would be, it's been like 5 years since I made them. But they're fun. The only bummer is, just like stuffed shells or, egg rolls, the labor into making each meatball, there's no way to cheat that.
I was about to ask you what is involved with the...
That's the only pain in the... What?
Just rolling so many little ones, you mean?
It gets old. Yeah, because I'm not making meatballs for an entree. It's not like spaghetti and meatballs where it's the size of a small baseball.
Right, so
these things are...
Right.
Yeah.
And so how many do you suppose? Dozens?
50 to 60.
50 to 60, okay.
Yeah, and this is a small batch. I mean, I would, if I was going to do a bigger party, I would do a double. So that'd be 100 of those little suckers. They taste good. They sit in the crock pot well. You eat them with toothpicks.
Yes.
But yeah. And Barbara, as I recall, used to always have a crock pot at her parties full of some sort of meatball dish.
I have no idea. I do not remember.
I remember eating so well at those parties.
I remember that we did, but I don't remember any. I remember one table set up with a bunch of stuff one time. Couldn't tell you one thing. There was probably cheese on it somewhere. That's about it.
Okay, I'm sure there was somewhere.
Sorry,
anyway,
Barbara. I know she watches the show and everything.
Sammy said they were good. See,
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Swedish meatballs.
Swedish meatballs. No, and I don't think you have had them, but they're they're fun to make. Allspice, nutmeg, that's what turns the tide. It's based on a Chef John recipe. And it's a funny video because he says, everything I learned about Swedish cooking, I learned by watching the Muppets. I think that's such a funny line.
Swedish or whatever it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I know he's a little campy and corny, but there's something funny about his dialogue. I think
he's committed. He's committed to that. And so, you watch it the first few times in your life and you go, this guy, what the hell? And then you realize, oh, well, first of all, the food is amazing. So I'll listen to his thing. And then you say, okay, I get it. It's the shtick and I love it now.
Right. It's like Kimmer. First time I heard Kimmer, I go, you're going to be kidding me. How can you keep that up for 4 hours?
Well, David Paul. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're listening to these jocks and going, how can you do that for more than 15 minutes without breaking character? And then you find out that's who they are. That. So I think Chef John, too, to a degree, is kind of that. That's his humor, although I think there's a little put on there. But he only has to do it for what? 8 minutes of video or something?
Total edited. Who knows?
Anyway, how was your... Oh, go ahead. I was going to say,
how was my what?
Yeah.
So my world is, so I got this new computer, right, to do all this AI stuff, and I'm having a problem. Okay, so I got a new computer to do all this AI stuff, that animation film, and so it's got this massive, graphics card and all this. So it's really, really great, and it does a lot of cool stuff. But I'm having problems with a Windows update, Windows 11, and it will not update no matter what. And I'm having some technical issues with it, but I'm still able to do what I do. But one of the things that, I work with huge data files. These models for AI, they're huge data files. And on my old computer, all my drives were SSD. Well, the data drive on this new one's not SSD, and it's taking like 5 minutes sometimes to change a model, where it takes literally seconds with my SSD drive. So I said, well, the hell with this. I got to get another SSD drive, and I can only get an external one. So I got an external one. So now I'm copying everything I've done just since I've had this computer over to this, 4 terabyte SSD. It's 1.5 terabytes. And when I started the copy process, it said it would take more than a day.
I was going to say, did it say get your Christmas shopping done? Wouldn't that be funny if that came up? Like, how long for the transfer?
Yeah. It's either happening right. It's either still happening right now. Well, I can check right now because it's in front of me. It's either still happening. Yeah, it's still happening. It says it's got about 45 minutes. So, but then again, that could jump up to 2 hours depending on what kind of file it is. But then my life will be so much better. But one of the cool things, and it's a little tech thing I'll show you. In the world of AI and all my face stuff, I saw some YouTube video and they were talking about 3 different face swapping real-time face swapping apps that are out there, and one of them was free, and so I jumped on it and have been playing with it. So the thing that's unique about it is that it only takes one image. It's basically a real-time deep fake thing, which you'll see in a second, and all you need is one image and it will just paste it on there. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I have to switch cameras now to my old, this is just a webcam. And now on my screen, I can actually show you here. I got this interface, right, with some faces to choose from, and you'll see yours in there. And then when I switch them, whoops, wrong one. In just a second or two. Now, the thing is it's not, you can see that this is the Sir Ian McKellen face, but it's me. It's not a full,
there's a little McKellen there. There's a little Gilbert Gottfried. There's a, and then Bob. Yes, right. There's a little Gilbert Gottfried there.
I don't know where the Gilbert Gottfried, and this is just a full-on picture of his face. And then this is Elon Musk, right? So it's...
Okay, that looks pretty good.
It's in there. What's cool about this one, well, it's cool and unfortunate. Some of the other real-time deepfake stuff, you can't, stick out your tongue because the whole thing, this is showing your real basically everything from here down is my real face, so I can have full expression with my mouth. But also if the face shape isn't right, then that's one thing that makes it not look right. But this stupid beard is always there for everything. And so if I chose a woman like this, she's the Scarlett Johansson, right? Can you tell that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's just a single face. But obviously this is not going to work.
Well, no, I've met her, and she sometimes, if she doesn't shave, she'll have a couple days growth.
Let's see, we got, I'm just choosing a few. You can only choose 7 to have at the ready.
If you wanted to do one, then with the beard, you just go Abraham Lincoln. I'd like to see Abraham Lincoln, and then your beard would work, wouldn't it?
Or anybody with a beard,
Kenny Rogers.
Could get away with the beard. So you probably, this is so hard to tell because it's so subtle, but I'm wearing the Liam Neeson face right now.
Okay.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. And then let's see what else I got. And then, so now this is yours. And it makes your eyes real big for some reason. So, and I've, whenever I've used face replacement with your face to try anything, it always looks like this guy here, which doesn't look like you, I don't think, really. I mean, there's pieces in there somewhere, but it's not, it doesn't, no one would know, hey, that's supposed to be Rob Scott right there. Whereas could you tell
I don't know that I'd worry that if you went through an airport that they would grab you for one of my many outstanding warrants.
Can you tell who this is? Or
no,
who this is supposed to be? So if I said John Cusack, could you see it?
A little. Now that you say it, yes, I do. I see a little there. You hold up if you held up a boombox, you would have had me at hello.
And Vin Diesel's in here somewhere, I think. But
see, if you're not bald, you don't go bald.
You're right. That's right. So the point is, it's cool for if you just want to look like somebody else and sort of, if you get a radically different face, but it's not a full on, oh my God, it's totally Liam Neeson. It's just kind of but for a free app, it's pretty cool. And the same app will let you do face changes on videos and still images, but they all really don't do as good a job as like an app like Reface, which does an excellent job. But I still wanted to show you because it's cool.
Do the good ones cost money?
A little bit.
Yeah.
The Reface is a subscription, but actually the Reface uses full-on real deep face technology that you can download and use for free, and I certainly have. But the app just makes it way more convenient, and it just uses one picture. We're getting way too technical here. I just wanted to show you the fun stuff.
Hey, I sent you on Facebook Messenger, in case we had a little time, I sent you a link.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did. And the reason being, I thought if you could share the screen, because you have a horizontal screen. Lenny posted the other day this whole story about the Northern Lights, that someone had captured the Northern Lights.
I saw a bunch of pictures.
And there's a video there. It was, I think, on the 23rd, or 20, whatever. It'll say it's stamped on the video. But anyway, it's outstanding, and it reminded me when I was a sophomore in college in Eau Claire. So I was still really getting acclimated to the whole culture of upper Wisconsin, upper Minnesota. It's such a different and great. You know, I've bored you with so many tales. But one of the tales that I forgot until I saw that video that Lenny had sent was, I remember it was like 2 a.m, maybe it was a weeknight. I remember for sure, middle of winter, dead winter in Eau Claire. And there was all the ruckus. I just used the word ruckus. There was all this ruckus in the hallway.
I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.
I heard a ruckus, you kids. There they are. Oh, I didn't know there was music with it because Let me see if I can. I don't know why. But I think that's outstanding.
Hold on, I was going to mute it and just have.
Yeah, there you go over there on the right-hand side. There, beautiful. So obviously this is sped up because you can see things, going across the sky pretty quickly. But they all made all this, and we went outside behind the dorm. There was a field area there where we used to play touch football and everything, probably 2 feet of snow. And we brought lounge chairs and we scrambled up as much beer as we could find. And you just sit and watch this.
Wow. I've never seen that in real life.
One time in my life, that was that night. And I went to school there for another 2 years, never saw it, and never saw it my first year, but that particular night, and it might have been February or March. And we just sat out there and watched these things.
How long did it last?
You went in. They ran pretty much until the sun came up. So,
oh, wow. Geez.
It's fascinating. But you have to be obviously, depending on the strength of the Northern Lights, you might see them a little further south. Maybe that was the case in Eau Claire, because Eau Claire is about midway up the state of Wisconsin. It's not on the Canadian border or anything. But this was shot, from my understanding, northern Minnesota. But that's just a couple of days ago. Yeah, it's that kind of stuff. I know I sound like old guy, look at my rose garden.
Well, no, this is a fascinating phenomenon that not many people get to see in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
very
because
nice.
of that.
Welcome to, that was Science Corner, kids. I hope you learned a little something. And scientists will never understand what Aurora Borealis really is. Oh, God, do I love this music. Aurora Borealis was believed to be Santa Claus's light show.
It was believed to be Santa Claus's night show.
Light show, not night show.
Science Theater with your friend, Bob Doyle.
2 shows in one. You get the lounge show, and then you get whatever he said this was. The science.
It's kind of like it's like watching Fractured Fairy Tales inside of Tennessee Tuxedo or whatever. It was one of those shows that had like the show within it. I think I have that music bed.
You do. You've played it in the after show. Lots of times.
Okay. See, I don't know where it is now. So
we got to get you organized with like a cart set up or something. It's amazing you do what you do. It's amazing how quickly you find those things. You're just looking at a directory, right? Click and it just plays.
I'm just looking in a folder. It's not
Zero
even a directory. It's alphabetized at least, but
sure. It's Rob. It's Rob.
But no, you're right. I don't have, and I've seen those cart wall, those digital
programs.
Walls,
yeah, they're out there,
and they look cool. But
just for organizational purposes. But still, you do a very good job, sir.
Yeah. Anyway, to a show within a show, Tennessee Tuxedo Fractured Fairy Tales. That's the point. And this show is somewhat fractured, like that one was, except not near as good.
And with those words, I am the hell out of here. I've had enough of this foolishness. Thanks for nothing. They never paid me.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.